Hi there, I'm James. This is not part of my video for class, and I may or may not show a video for class. It may follow this, it may not. But I just finished another session of exposure therapy. I don't want to do this. The reason I'm taking this class, well, it's because I love my work. But what I'm struggling with in my work right now is having had a trauma at work, photographing 13 years ago, and having spent 13 years in all kinds of forms of avoidance of the fear that comes up for me when I photograph. Addiction. I got sober a year ago, and I started doing exposure therapy for photography 2 months ago. And I'm deliberately filming this poorly. I'm not miking myself. I want so badly to make a great video that shows you that I understand how to use frame rate and that I have really savvy, cool use of lumetri colors, and I've perfectly integrated this great soundtrack with this great interview. But what that feeds for me is the idea that the perfect image, that the exterior is more important than the interior. And my interior life has been hell, and I've used and abused myself to get work done while suffering. And I'm trying instead to overcome the trauma and have new patterns of doing work that aren't about using substances and self-abuse to get through the trauma and simply produce a product. So I may or may not show you any work. It may or may not be very good. But what I'm doing is trying to change my inner experience. And that's been the biggest success for me this term, is going into shoots scared and coming out with a positive experience of hopefully being able to connect curiosity and compassion and connection between human beings, connecting stories in the world. And that's what I think visual storytelling is. So that's what I'm working on.
I did an awesome job at my shoot, and I had so much fun, and it's beautiful.
Look how cool that light is. It was really good. I did a great job. It was really fun.
You don't know what somebody's going through in their life, right? Whether they live on their own, whether they're in an abusive situation, how they fit into their family, or who their people are. They may not have people. So at the very least, for that hour, I can be their people. I can be their cheerleader. I can be the support person. Because it's what you needed today. Needed the hair lovies. Well, hey! In my early 20s, I was in an abusive relationship and was a stay-at-home mom. Being a parent in general is a terrifying, unknown thing. Being a single parent is borderline traumatic. Everything is on you. The well-being of your children is on you. The salon was just this amazing opportunity that fell in my lap. I took a leap and decided to go ahead and purchase the property. Because I'm like, you know what? There have been so many difficult situations in my life that it's like, once you're in it, you just figure it out. And so far, we've been figuring it out. She's sage. It's my favorite part. We're making color. Making it up. I like hanging out with people. It never feels like I'm working. We're doing like art projects and hanging out. I didn't realize that I would be sharing so much of like my struggles with my clients and bonding over this pandemic and what we're all trying to do to get through it. Being abused, being a person of color, like being a bigger woman. There are so many different adversities that I've had to sort of overcome. I don't think that there's anything that I'm not ever willing to share with somebody if it helps them with their own healing. And maybe by talking about it, it helps me with my healing also. Clients to me are my life. All of these different scenarios that you go through together, it's family.